Mike.
Well, our next topic involves a certain free agent of the Cleveland Browns.
Yes.
David Njoku's been a staple here for a number of years. I believe he's in the same draft class
as Myles Garrett.
So
Same first round.
2017, first round. That was the year they had 3 first-round picks. Myles, Jabril Peppers.
Nice.
And
good job out of you.
David
You weren't
Njoku.
here at the time.
He's been a staple since, but he is now a free agent this summer. Earl, what would you do with number 85? Would you bring him back for another year, or would you let him walk in free agency?
So despite the injury-riddled last 2 seasons that production was not there, I would actually bring David Njoku back on a 1-year deal. This is somebody that's been a cornerstone staple in your franchise since he's been here. He's grown with the fan base. He's become a fan favorite. He had his best season in 2023. I think he had over 800 yards receiving. And he's just one of those guys that show up on a football field. He gives his maximum effort every single time. And then you look at the state of the Cleveland Browns roster. Harold Fannin, great rookie year. But we all know, that sophomore season for any rookie is an unknown. Do you really, really want to go into 2026 with Harold Fannin as your only legit threat at tight end? You look at the Browns' needs. We need offensive linemen. We need wide receivers. Andrew Berry already said we're spending a lot of resources on the offseason on the offensive side of the ball. With your needs being so plentiful in other areas, can you really afford to sign a marquee tight end? And if you look at the projected free agent tight ends, none of them fits the mold of how the Browns typically go about bidding. We got a lot of draft picks, so you could possibly draft one there. But again, we have so many needs. So David Njoku, he's been here for a long time. Last 2 seasons, he's been hurt. But somebody that I think has really, really, been great in the organization. It works for you and it works for him. You give him the opportunity to get healthy, go out here, improve his own stock so that he can move on and earn some more money and play elsewhere if he wants to. And then it gives you just a little bit more security at that position. And if you stabilize everything else, maybe you can go address his replacement in 2026.
Yeah, listen, I like what he offers in the locker room. I like the fact that he is one of your locker room guys who is a great turn. He used to be one of the guys that at one point in time said he wanted to be up out of here. Turned himself into a city guy, turned himself into a really good locker room leader. When you got a new coach coming in, you might need that to have guys buy in a little bit and have them on your side. I think one of the things that we need to talk about is, hey, give him a little prove-it deal. Give him a deal where, we're going to, hey, give us a little hometown discount if you really want to stay. And what we want to see you do is come back in the best shape of your life. I think his body is betraying him a little bit. I think he needs to kind of, come back with a lighter frame. I think he's played at the heaviest that he's ever played at the last couple of years. Come in, get your body right over the offseason. And like you said, Earl, we could use those picks on something else, linemen or receivers, other than have to replenish the tight end room. If you know you got a guy with good work ethic as team leader and guys likes the city, I'd bring him back on a team-friendly deal if we can get him. Short term.
I 100% want David Njoku to enjoy his time somewhere else. It is time to move on from David Njoku. First of all, what do I need to? I got nobody else on offense. I don't have a ton of cap space. I don't want to spend. I mean, I know Harold Fannin's not getting paid anything. I don't need to spend any money at tight end because Harold Fannin, as a rookie, was fantastic. Some guys have sophomore slumps, but I'm not worried about it. He is a good enough starting tight end. I'm not spending money. I know he won't cost a ton, Njoku, but I'm not spending money on a tight end when I don't really need a tight end. And if I were going to spend money on a tight end, why would I spend it on Njoku? I could spend it on guys like Kyle Pitts or Isaiah Likely, who are free agents, who I'd much rather have than David Njoku.
Would you cash out Pitts and give him a big deal?
No. Okay. No, he's only played 1 year. I would wait a year or two on that. I would wait after his 3rd season. But I got to spend money, so I'm going to spend some draft picks and money on wide receiver and offensive line. I got to spend that's where trade. I got to focus on those positions. And with the limited cap space, the Browns right now they're over the cap. They'll get under it by adjusting contracts. but you're not going to have that much cap space. So I got to be careful with every dollar I spend if I'm the Browns, and I got to spend that on much bigger positions of need rather than like to have a second legit. If I'm the Browns, I'm not spending any money above the minimum at tight end. And if I'm going to, I would go after Isaiah Likely, who's got way more upside. He's younger, and I would do something like that. Kyle Pitts is going to cost a lot of money, so I'm not going to do that. But I would definitely. Travis Kelce's a free agent, but he ain't coming here. He's either staying in Kansas City or retiring probably.
Yeah.
So
on that,
yeah,
I'm just looking at Spotrac's projected market value for upcoming free agent tight ends. It is just a projection. There's nothing 100% certain about this. According to Spotrac, Likely Njoku will cost right around the same amount of money.
Yeah, there's no way.
If it's within $1 million for the two,
yeah.
I'm taking Likely 100.
I know Njoku. I know Njoku is not as old as I think he is because he was young when he got drafted. How old are the two of those guys?
Njoku's 29.
Likely significantly younger.
Yeah.
Njoku will be 30 this year.
Okay, and Likely?
He's younger.
Likely
A couple
is,
years.
once my computer loads, 25.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I'd
Will be
spend on either of
26
them, but if I was going to,
I don't argue against what Bull is saying, but I just have the mindset of a guy like Likely and Kyle Pitts, they're going to get paid because they are young tight ends. And, you know, to me.
But Likely hasn't done anything to this point.
Well,
So.
he's done enough to have his name.
Though. He
Not this year, but if you look at the last couple of seasons, he's done enough to make his name ring out. In my opinion, this is nothing against Harold Fannin. I think Harold Fannin is going to be amazing for his career.
Yeah.
But we've talked about it on his show. We've heard about it. He's just not built like your traditional tight end, and you still need to have tight ends in there that can block. David Njoku is a physical tight end. He can block. He's familiar with what's going on, and he won't cost you a lot of money.
Right, but
I just would feel more comfortable when it comes to having depth at the position, having him back in the room. If it costs you little to nothing.
I could sign a blocking tight end for minimum salary, though.
Or what do you think when you say little money? What do you think he would get in free agency?
Man, I don't know, a one-year deal based on the last 2 years when it comes to injury and production. Maybe give him something 1 year, and I'm just throwing this number out there, $2 million with another $2 million in incentives.
I think he'll get more than that.
He might get more than that.
Spotrac has him at $10 million.
What's that?
Oh, that's a lot.
Spotrac has him at $10 million, which is once again just to progress, just to project.
I don't know that he's getting $10 million,
but again, Mike,
the devil is a lie. I can't do it.
That's me just throwing a number out there because I'm looking at it from the aspect of it's team friendly and it can help David Njoku. He did get hurt the last 2 years. His production wasn't there, so whatever his projected market might be, he could be able to possibly improve that.
Yeah,
who knows, right?
He's 30 years old, though. Nobody's giving him big money. I don't think he's getting $10 million.
I think his body is breaking down.
Yeah.
I think tight end, people don't get it. Tight end is a very physical sport.
It is.
To play because you got to not only be able to run, you got to be able to block, but you're getting tackled. Plus, you're physical.
Yeah.
The Browns in the running game they've been a predominantly running game while he's been here. So, like I feel like he's lost some athleticism.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what the new coordinator and the new head coach feels because the Browns run 13 personnel, 3 tight ends. With Stefanski, I don't know necessarily.
Final thought.
I'll say this too. We talk a lot about players and coaches and, well, why would they come to the Browns and if they got other options? David Njoku is one of those few people who will flat out tell you he loved the city of Cleveland. Yeah. He loved playing for the Browns. This is an opportunity to where you got to sometimes pick people who's going to pick you as well. And so it might be a situation to where, like I said, this is just projection. A one-year deal for David Njoku to be the number 2 to Harold Fannin ain't going to hurt nobody.
If it's $2 million, I could live with it. If it's $10 million like they're projecting, no chance.